In your childhood, you had no need of a boyfriend or girlfriend to become happy. But as you grew up as an adult, due to some hormonal changes, you started to feel the need of having a life partner. So if you observe a little deeply, you can easily understand that the root of our any relationship is some kind of need. These needs can be of various types, and to fulfill these various types of needs, we build up various kinds of relationships. Now these needs can be physical, emotional, and psychological, or even maybe political. Even if you want to give someone something, that is also a need. So the fundamental of any relationship is some kind of need. Now when these needs are not fulfilled correctly, relationships start to fall out. In starting, two people have some common needs, so they enter into a relationship. But as time passes away, the needs get changed. And as two people always have different expectations, conflicts occurred, which ultimately leads to damages in relationships. So fundamentally there are two things that cause harm to our relationship. Number one, expectation, and number two, conflict. Now imagine if in any relationship these two things become completely zero, I mean zero expectations, zero conflict, then is it possible to happen any kind of problem in that relationship? But for the normal people like us, it is impossible to make these two things completely zero. On the other hand, the fun fact is, if you go out to fulfill even just one person's all expectations, then the whole resource of this world will be not enough. Because expectations are always limitless. If you meet one, another pops up. And as there are two different people, so for sure their expectations will be different also. So what is the solution? Are we helpless in this case? I agree that it is impossible for most of us to have zero expectations in a relationship. But if we want, for sure we can minimize it, for which just a little amount of consciousness is needed. Riya's boyfriend Raju asked Riya, "What do you want in your birthday?" Riya said, "Oh, I don't want anything." Although in her mind Riya was wishing may Raju bought her the dress which they had liked yesterday, but due to short of money at that time, which they couldn't bought. Now Raju is among those kinds of people who take everyone's word literally. He don't understand all those complex thinking. So as Riya said she didn't want anything, Raju didn't buy anything. So when Raju wished her on her birthday without any present, Riya got upset. Raju figured out that there was something wrong with Riya. He even asked her, but still Riya didn't say anything to Raju. She only replied, "Nothing, I am fine." This whole problem would never arise if Riya and Raju would have been a little more conscious. If Riya would have been conscious, she would understand what type of a person Raju is. He takes everyone's word literally. And Raju would understand what Riya really wants. And what Riya expected was that Raju would perform mind reading and would know somehow what she really wants, which Raju didn't know how to perform, so it had become Riya's over expectation. On the other hand, Raju expected that Riya didn't want anything at all, which had become Raju's over expectation. If we can be a little more conscious to this kind of situations and become aware of our over expectations, then I believe our relationships can become far better. Now the second problem is conflict. Conflict occurs when the needs are opposite. So how to minimize it? By creating balance between them. Means by finding out win-win situation. And for doing so, doing compromise is very much needed. And to be able to compromise, we first have to listen carefully what the other person is saying. What is his or her actual need? That has to be listened carefully. Not that when the other person is talking about his or her needs, I am just waiting he or she will stop and continuously wondering in my mind about my own needs and planning for how to represent it with more importance. No. First you have to listen carefully to the other person, then you should tell him or her about your needs, and then together you should find out a win-win situation. Then only conflicts in a relationship can be minimum. Only this much is enough to make a relationship blissful. Only two things. Number one, being aware so that the expectations never become over expectations. And number two, first listen to the other person, then tell your own needs, and then together try to find out a win-win situation. If someday we have a fight with one of our loved ones, for the whole day our mood remains bad. So I think we should be at least this much aware in this case. Always remember, a true relationship is two imperfect people refusing to give up on each other. At last, a little request to you. If you find this video useful in finding any kind of solution for your life problems, then please share it with your loved ones, because by sharing, you can also help to change someone's life. And please let us know by commenting below on which topic you would like to watch the next video, because our main aim is to help you. More wisdom, more solution, better life.